Distance nerding.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
What to do? What to do?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is another Tuesday. You know what that means? You are now listening, watching, however you're getting your feed to Distance Nerding.
There you go. I love it.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your boy, Young Phil. He is the Jamez 5000.
And we're here to nerd together. Talking about anything pop culture, news, movies, food, music, wrestling, comics, Comic-Con, whatever you're nerding out on, we want to talk about it. Are we going no glasses today?
Just for the moment, just because I see better without them right now, but then when I start reading later, I'm going to need the glasses. Oh, man, this is great content for the audio listeners. Yeah. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching on YouTube right now, hit that subscribe button, listen on any podcast app, drop a 5-star review, guys. It really does help us out. You can check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, all at Distance Nerding, all the places. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we got merch. That's right. You can get some merch. We got some amazing shirts, fun stuff. All you got to do is head over to streamlabs.com/distance nerding/merch and get some of that sweet, sweet merch, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. You can get the Distance Nerding tank, you can get the Distance Nerding cannon, all the different things out there.
Distance Nerding feet juice. It's going to be great.
Distance Nerding feet juice. That's right. Whatever the feet juice is, I have no idea what that is.
Yes. And actually, if you want a super chat, we have super chat available here on YouTube. So Young Phil can afford to buy some new glasses.
Yeah, and Young Phil can afford whatever the feet juice is.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There you go. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you do a super chat over the course of the show, we will read whatever you type on air. Oh, I'm almost afraid to say that, but that's what we're going to do because it kind of scares me with some of the stuff that you guys can put in the chat. So
hashtag feet juice.
Hashtag feet juice. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, you have now tuned into the worst kept secret on all of the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now watching Distance Nerding. Well, here we are. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump right into this. Jamez, tell the lovely folks what we got on deck this week.
We get our first look at Lex Luthor's new drip. Deadpool and Wolverine are going to yacht rock a new series. Mando gets backroomed at the box office. That doesn't sound good. And Venti Double Doom Latte, order up.
Boom. There we go. But before we go into all of that, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about our first sponsor of the night. Jamez, let them know who's bringing them the show tonight.
Check out Colossus Squirrel Entertainment, fan-focused Comic-Cons across the West Coast, including Beaver State Comic-Con, which just happened, Metal Art Comic-Con, Anna Medford, Tri-Cities Powerhouse, Silver Age Comic-Con, and, of course, Gem State Comic-Con. Comics, cosplay, vendors, artists, celebrity guests, and so much more. Visit ColossusGirlENT.com. Plan your next Comic-Con.
That's right. Well, let's jump into the first segment here, ladies and gentlemen. Rounding out the beginning of the show, it's time to talk all the news and all the fun things that are going on. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Straight from J. Jonah.
Cue sound effect here. Sound effect here.
No sound effects. Let's.
Right.
Oh, boom, 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 boom. There you go. There's a sound effect for you.
Some Spider Tingle teaser news. A post has been shared on X featuring an interesting new poster, which is being sold in Meijer. Meier's like a supermarket, right?
I think so.
Yeah. California?
That's right. We're in California, so
yeah, I think Meier's a supermarket. But the poster is for the upcoming Marvel film Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it focuses on Spider-Man, Tom Holland, alongside an angry-looking Hulk played by returning actor Mark Ruffalo. The poster is titled "I Battle." So really, you can't see it on the audio version, but we have the poster, and it's Hulk versus Spider-Man, like on the rooftops of New York City. Looks kind of interesting. We'll see what happens. So while we just have to wait and see how those stories play out, this poster is a cool glimpse of what may be coming. Spider-Man Brand New Day swings into theaters on July 31st, 2026.
Super interesting. I've been hearing a lot about like the different things that are going on. A lot of the rumors are saying that one of the best fight scenes in all of Marvel is going to happen in this movie. A lot of the early reviews are starting to say that, and some of the people are starting to say that the like we're assuming it's Spider-Man fighting the Hand.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be the cool fight scene because Jackie Chan choreographed it and all that. But supposedly, the rumor is actually saying that what actually is going to be the cool thing is Spider-Man fighting the Hulk, and that we're actually going to get the Hulk in the purple pants. I love the fact that we let Daniel Destin Cretton just kind of run wild with everything he does with Marvel, and every time he does, he goes so comic book accurate. It's ridiculous, and I'm just excited to see what he's doing with this movie.
Yeah. You know what I like about this too is that Hulk versus Spider-Man. Spider-Man can take a punch. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. Yeah, it's gonna suck.
Right.
But of all the superheroes, he can take a punch from the Hulk. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Right.
All right, well, I got more Spider-Man news. Did we just become best friends? Marvel is still keeping most details about Frank Castle's role in the upcoming Spider-Man Brand New Day film under wraps. The footage released so far suggests that the relationship between Spider-Man and Punisher could become one of the film's biggest highlights. During an interview with Collider, Holland shared his excitement about working alongside John Bernthal. So he said,
"Become best friends." Yep.
Nice. He said, what is in this film is very different to what is on the page, and I'm so grateful to Destin, speaking of Destin,
Right.
for giving us the freedom to play with it and create something really special. I wouldn't be surprised if Spidey and Punisher become a reoccurring duo. Interesting.
That is very interesting.
See, I was initially thinking that it would just be like that one initial scene that we saw so far of Spider-Man swinging past Frank Castle, you know, when he's like in traffic or something like that. But
Right.
it looks like there's going to be a lot more. So each solo adventure has paired Peter Parker with a different MCU mentor or ally. So he had Robert Downey Jr. and Tony Stark in Homecoming, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury in Far From Home, and then Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange in No Way Home. So is Punisher a mentor, I guess? That's kind of weird.
That's interesting. Like the concept of like the Punisher being a mentor to Spider-Man would be very, very almost weird. But I mean, like, I do love that the last thing we got for the Punisher coming into this is like a full-on, like, you know, mental health break where it's like he's finally becoming the version of the Punisher that everybody's been waiting for.
Yeah. So have you seen One Last Kill?
Oh yeah, it was great.
It was great, and you kind of see that turn happen there.
Right.
But
That's what I'm talking about. Is in One Last Kill, he kind of gets that turn and he's becoming the version of the Punisher that everybody's been kind of waiting for. And this kind of makes me more excited because now we're getting like a full-on vigilante Punisher that is, you know, looking out for the little guy kind of thing, you know. So I mean, I'm you know, I want to see that dynamic between Spider-Man and the Punisher. So in the comics, Spider-Man and Punisher do not get along. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Like he said, like it's very different from what's on the page. I feel like more people are going to get along with Frank Castle, but like begrudgingly, like, hey, I don't like the way you do things, but you've got a good heart.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what they showed at the end of One Last Kill. So
yeah.
All right. Holland also revealed the Brand New Day carries a larger message centered on the importance of community. So kind of going back to that, it's the Punisher doing whatever it takes to do what's best, to do what's right.
Right.
I'm down with that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let me see. Next one I have one more Marvel. Yeah, one more Marvel one.
Oh, I was gonna say because I thought you were gonna throw this in there, but the last thing I'm gonna say on this is Tom Holland said like this week, and it has nothing to do with like the films itself, but he was saying this week that he would love for Spider-Man to show up in one of the TV shows.
Spider-Man show one. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he was saying like he was talking about how like, it would be really cool to see him show up in like Daredevil and have like a dynamic between Daredevil and Spider-Man. So like he's been saying that he wants that to happen, and I'm like, "Oh God, please, Feige, let this happen. Put Spider-Man in a TV show."
That, I would like that. I think that would be cool. I think we're probably more than likely going to see Daredevil somehow in some sort of Spider-Man project than the other way around. I'm only saying that just because the way Disney is right now and what they want to do with movies and the box office versus stuff that goes straight to Disney Plus. I could see the trends shifting. Like, all right, let's feature some of these stars. Like you got John Bernthal as Punisher. Let's
Mhm.
put him on the big screen and see what happens.
Yeah.
We've got Charlie Cox as Daredevil. Let's put him on the big screen and see what happens. So
Yeah.
I think we could get some of that.
I think part of that though is also it's remnants of the Iger era, where like Iger was like, I want to make everything into a movie, and it's like we're gonna talk about Mandalorian and Grogu in a little bit, but I mean like it's you had this experiment of let's make everything into a movie, and that's not exactly working up in the right way. Uh,
Mhm.
the best way to do this is to finish the storytelling and do the storytelling the way it is and do a culmination movie. I think the fans want that more than just, "Hey, give us movies and we're gonna go spend money on movies." You know,
Yeah.
"Hey, give us the right movie and we will spend money on the movie."
Yeah. Yep. I could even see some kind of street level Avengers kind of team up happening versus the big cosmic timeline multiverse threatening thing. Like, maybe we just have like a you kind of down home street level Avengers assemble type thing.
Yeah, and I mean, Spider-Man was a part of Defenders at one point, so I mean, that
Mhm.
makes sense to put him in Defenders. Like, I just I wanna see them capitalize on the storytelling and just say, "Okay, hey, we are going to tell this story, whatever characters need to be a part of that. Don't, like, worry about the box office thing on, as far as that goes. It's tell the story that needs to be told and then do major events in movies."
Yep, I like that. I like that. All right, my last Marvel story. Oat milk latte for Dre Duve. I don't know.
I'm Dre Duve.
I don't know what's happening. Dr.
I'm
Duve.
Dre Duve.
All right. For the past several days, Marvel fans have been trying to decipher a series of cryptic social media teases from Joe Russo and Anthony Russo, hoping they'd point towards the long awaited first trailer for Avengers Doomsday. Turns out the mysterious Doom references were connected to a special coffee promotion. The
God.
reveal centers on Dom Latveria, a custom coffee blend being served at Flying Horse Coffee in Shoreditch. I think that's somewhere in London because they were over there for like South by Southwest London. I don't know. So the Russo brothers have been repeatedly posting about Doctor Doom and imagery and all this. Needless to say, fans were underwhelmed. Would you be underwhelmed? Are you underwhelmed?
I am, because like the whole thing was we were waiting on this to be a trailer. Like everybody thought this was going to be the Doom trailer. Yeah, I mean the Doom trailer's already like they've already shown the Doom trailer at CinemaCon. So
Mhm.
it's like give us the Doom trailer. We want the Doom trailer.
We want the Doom trailer
Yeah,
now.
we all assumed that this big Doom related surprise was going to be them dropping the trailer, and it wasn't. And it's like, "Oh yeah, no, we did some coffee thing that's like everybody can't even get."
Yeah. So weird. So such a weird promotional push, especially coming from the Russos. Oh, made me
Yeah.
mad. But that being said, the story might not be completely over just yet. The filmmakers have previously hinted that a surprise is set for 6 a.m. Pacific time because there's only one time and that's Pacific time.
Exactly.
As things stand now, it seems far more likely that Marvel Studios is holding its biggest Avengers Doomsday marketing push at Comic Con next month. We're a month away from, well, a month and a half away from Comic Con. They're taking over Hall H again. I could see them doing it then.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're not too far away from it.
Yeah.
Funny enough, so I put a poll in the chat.
Mm.
And, it's 50-50 for people who are excited for Spider-Man. But I I put, are you disappointed with the actual Doom surprise? And we got a no.
Who said no?
I don't know. Somebody said they weren't disappointed in that, and I'm like, how are you not disappointed in that?
It's Darren. Darren in the chat. I see how it is, Darren. All right, Avengers Doomsday arrives in theaters on December 18th, 2026.
That's right. So that is it for Marvel for this week, guys. So let's move into the next segment here. We're diving right into some DC news, guys. It's time for watching the Watchtower. All
Again,
right.
is there a sound effect? I don't know. Is there supposed to be sound effect?
No, there's no sound effect.
Okay, my bad.
It's not. We're trying not to distract the audience right now. By distract the audience, I mean distract James, because you would be completely distracted if there was a sound there. He's like, I don't know what's going on. Why is there so much sound? Lex is getting green with envy. James Gunn has unveiled a new look of Man of Tomorrow, giving fans their first glimpse of Nicholas Hoult suited up as Lex Luthor in the live-action version of the villain's iconic war suit. There are a couple of interesting details worth pointing out. So, the most noticeable is the transparent protective dome surrounding Lex's head. The addition gives the suit more of a high-tech space exploration than a straightforward Superman busting battle suit. The other major reveal is the Argus insignia prominently displayed on the chest of the armor. Earlier concept works featured the traditional power source design. Man of Tomorrow flies into theaters on July 9th, 2027. So, with that being said, James, what are your thoughts on the power suit, given what you know about the power suit itself?
I dig this. It looks so cool. I know we got only just kind of a small little image of it, but it looks really cool. It looks like a mech suit, like a what is it, like Gundam suit?
Right.
I'm so into it. I think it looks super cool. It looks so comic book accurate, but like if somebody took the comic book and made it in real life, this is what it should look like. And I'm into it. And knowing that it has the Argus symbol on it, like we
Mhm.
could get a fleet of these guys, somehow. So seeing him in this, I like it. Is it powered by kryptonite? I'm not quite sure. We shall see, but I do like the suit. I think it looks cool.
Mhm. Before I give my opinion, shout out to Darren GB in the chat. He gave us a super chat. Said, to all my fellow Bruce Lee fans, what
I thought he just wanted a glass of water.
what? It still works. What? Okay. What? Okay. My opinion on this, I actually had a whole conversation with Frank from Geek Freaks last night about this.
Mhm.
So where I kind of deviated on this a little bit was the dome kind of threw me off a little bit, because usually traditionally Lex doesn't have a dome on that. It's just his head, right? But the thing is that when you look at the foreground, when you look at the ground and everything, it actually looks like he might be on another planet, which is why he has the dome on. Where me and Frank were kind of like brainstorming ideas. I think what is actually going on is they might be on Mars.
Oh, interesting.
And what they're doing on Mars is there's probably something like some trace of Brainiac that is kind of slowly infiltrating its way, and they're trying to prevent it from getting to Earth, which they fail at. And Brainiac makes his way to Earth. I also was saying this is probably a backdoor way to get John Johns into all this. We're going to probably
Yeah.
get Martian Manhunter, because if they're going to Mars and doing anything, at this point, with the way that they're doing the storytelling in this, Martian Manhunter is probably already on Earth. So they're
Yeah.
probably going to get Martian Manhunter to help them try and navigate Mars. And this will be a back way to get kind of Martian Manhunter in this, which again, I'm all for. I have no issue with any of that.
I don't have a problem with the dome. It's practical, right? Like if he's flying around, whipping around, like fighting Superman, yeah, he's got to protect his head, protect his neck, protect your neck. Wu-Tang.
Protection.
So I think it makes sense. It's got to be there somehow. It's better than a helmet, I think. At least you get to see his head, so if he emotes or whatnot. So
Yeah.
I'm into this. I can't believe we get Supergirl this month already, and then we're like a year away from Man of Tomorrow. That is nuts.
Yeah. And I mean, we're getting close also, and I'm very excited for this. It's just within DC and being like the next project up. I mean, we're getting that much closer to Clayface, and Clayface is going to be rounding out kind of like the world a little bit. So I'm excited for everything that we have going on. I can't wait for Supergirl. Was that like 2-3 weeks away from here?
26th.
Yeah,
So
so
just
that's
a
3
little over
weeks.
3 weeks. Yeah, 3
Yeah.
weeks.
This week is Master of the Universe, and I'm excited for
Mhm.
that. Again, we'll talk about that a little bit later here. But yeah, like I'm this month in general is going to be great for movies. I apparently I need to go see the Back Doors too, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So, or the Backrooms, sorry.
The back room.
Yeah, we gotta go
What?
see the
Easy on the
Backrooms.
back doors. That's a
Uh,
special category and format.
I'll
Relax.
show you
Relax.
back doors something.
There's another one called Obsession that people are into a lot too.
Yeah, horror is killing it this year. Again, we'll talk about this more later. All right, guys, let's move on to the next story here. Holy detective work, Batman. All right. Ever since Sebastian Stan was linked to the Batman Part 2, most fans assumed he'd be stepping into the role of Harvey Dent and eventually becoming Two-Face. Now, thanks to a new comment from the actor himself, DC fans are spinning up fresh theories that he may actually be playing someone much, much different. Telling Deadline, Sebastian Stan said, "I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm trying to keep surprising myself." But it was another quote that really caught fans' attention. Stan reportedly said he'll play many roles in this one. Is he referring to the Batman villain better known as Hush? Uh,
Interesting.
he surgically altered his mastermind obsessed with destroying Bruce Wayne's life. You know, like he messed himself up like that. And I've been saying for a while that we want Hush, and I felt like Sebastian Stan, is a good fit for Hush. One fan theory stood out. I think they're going to merge Harvey Dent and Hush into Two-Face and lean heavily on the split personality disorder. So Sebastian Stan will be playing Harvey Dent, but he'll also be playing Thomas Elliot as his other personality, where he is Hush. I don't know if I like that theory, just because Thomas Elliot is a very, very prominent character within the Batman mythos.
Mm-hmm.
He was Bruce's best friend growing up, and that's why he's such a threat and such a problem to Batman, is because Hush kind of knows Bruce better than anybody, and that's why he's so problematic. Harvey Dent was also one of Bruce's friends, as the
In some storylines, yeah.
yeah, and I mean, a lot of storylines, Bruce and Harvey are friends, and it just I don't like the idea because they're so fundamentally different characters and different kind of personalities, and I don't know if I would like them doing that. Plus, I don't feel like who's the director?
Matt Reeves.
Matt Reeves. I don't feel like Matt Reeves would do that because he is trying to do something that is, the most Batman thing, and I
Yeah.
don't feel like he would merge Harvey Dent and Thomas Elliot together.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Though it did make me kind of go through my brain and like how this would work with, Thomas Elliot in like almost like a merger. Like
Mhm.
what if the split personality thing was happening and there was Hush kind of working in the background and he just didn't know it. Like Thomas Elliot just didn't know that, like, when he falls asleep, he's doing other things, sort of thing, to try to take down Batman. I thought that'd be kind of interesting, a way to spin it. But again, I think you're right. I think Matt Reeves is a not necessarily a purist, but he's a realist, and I think he's gonna take the comic storylines and make them real world.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I enjoy both of these characters, and again, I feel like he respects everything to an extent where he wouldn't just go and destroy those storylines. Just yeah, I mean, Harvey Dent. If you're gonna lean into Harvey's multiple personality disorder, then that should be the focus. It should be focusing on that. You should be getting that whole big bad Harv thing uh, that encapsulates
Yeah,
taking over Harvey Dent's entire personality, and
yeah,
him just kind of like suppressing his real self in order to be this. other version of himself that is more confident and more of a crime lord. Like I feel like if you're gonna do that, focus on Harvey Dent himself and don't split him into Thomas Elliot, who is another mentally
Unstable.
unstable character.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Plus, I don't think Matt Reeves is going to set somebody up to be a short-term villain.
Mhm.
If anything, he'll make a long-term villain. So just like Penguin is, a long-term villain, and he'll make Two-Face a long-term villain. So
Right.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, that is gonna be it for our takes on DC for the day, guys. As always, make sure you hit us up in the comments if you have any opinions on anything that's going on. We definitely want to hear everybody's thoughts on everything that's going on with all of this. But to finish out this whole segment here, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about another sponsor. That's right, we're here talking about Dubby. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, W is a brand of energy drinks created to help focus concentration, reaction time with no jitters or crash. W contains no maltodextrin, no sugars, no fillers, no artificial colors or dyes. Find out more about W at www.w.gg. Use the code NERDING10 and get 10% off your order. Guys, it is absolutely delicious. Make sure you go to w.gg and get yourself some of that delicious W goodness.
I like it.
All right. Well, it is time to move on to our next segment here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got some quick news to bring up here. It's time for one shots.
I like it. Hey, real quick, shout out to the chat because I'm seeing some funny jokes roll through the chat. Good stuff happening. Sparkly Batman. That's good.
So I don't want sparkly Batman as my Batman. Oh, I don't want the sparkly vampire as my Batman.
All right, let's get into the news though. Has Mando and Grogu lost the Force? In a surprising turn, the horror film Backrooms has stormed into theaters and claimed the top spot at the box office, delivering a massive $81.4 million domestic opening weekend and setting a new opening weekend record for A24. Look at that. Backrooms making it happen. The Mandalorian and Grogu has now brought in $246.6 million worldwide. I think this is his second week, third week, but it actually ranked third in the box office today. So it was Backroom, and then the other one we just talked about, Obsession, and then Mandalorian and Grogu. I'm like, wow, that's huge how quickly that turned.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy because again, so far the last 2 years with the creativity of everything that's been going on, especially within horror, because like horror has been getting so much more shine in the last like 2 years. And I feel like it's kind of well deserved, but two, there is a lot more focus on putting quality out there. Like what's crazy is Obsession and Backrooms both are made by YouTube influencers.
I know, that's crazy.
It's absolutely insane to know that there's YouTube influencers that are getting into the film industry and they're making great films. I mean, you hear us talk about things and saying, "Hey, if they did this, this would be good." I mean, it's people. I don't want to put myself up to their level, but I mean, like, it's people like us that are like, this is what fans want. This is what we want to see. This is what would make us happy. Those guys are taking it a step further and saying, hey, A24, give me some money. I'm going to make this movie. I mean, essentially, this is a big budget fan film that is paying off.
Yeah, exactly. This is what A24 is about, taking a chance on a film, on a concept, and then it cashing in and working. This is what A24 is all about, telling interesting off the wall stories, and then it works. This legitimizes A24 for like the projects that they do. It's like, hey, we're going to take a risk. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We gave it a shot, but we're not going to take away the creativity. It's not about the box office. It's not about the dollars. It's about telling stories, and A24 made it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I'm very happy with this. I mean, like we did a backroom spoof in our Deadpool versus John Wick movie. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
yeah. So there's like a whole like scene where we end up in the back rooms. Um, and I mean, like, yeah, the back rooms as a game is great. As soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome because the way that they're telling the story is very much eliciting the feeling from the game, you know, and it's the same thing that Zach Krager's doing with Resident Evil, where okay, I'm not telling a story that is something that's from the games themselves. It takes place during the events of the games, but
Hmm.
what he's looking for is I want to make a movie that makes you feel that visceral feeling when you're playing Resident Evil. I want you to feel afraid of what's going to happen around the corner, you know, and I love that he's telling something that is lore within the universe of the games. You know, there's so much more care that is going into these films, and it makes me one proud of these creators that are doing this, but two, like more likely to want to go see these movies.
Yeah, I let's dive into this because the next story is about the back rooms. So let
Yeah,
me dive in. Gen Z has been found. They were all in the back rooms. Studios have spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to get Gen Z off their phones, away from YouTube, and back into theaters this weekend. Backrooms may have finally provided the answer. A24's adaptation of Kane Parsons' internet horror phenomenon exploded out of the gate with 118 million worldwide opening. Oh my gosh. Instantly becoming one of the biggest success stories of the year. It also makes Parsons, just at age 20,
20.
the youngest filmmaker ever to open a movie at number one with a box office haul of this size. Under the online name Kane Pixels, Kane Parsons used tools like Blender and Unreal Engine to create his Backrooms found footage videos, which eventually amassed more than 224 million views across 22 installments. That's I think it's just a matter of like they've unlocked how to talk to like the next generation of not even just moviegoers, but media users,
Yeah,
right? Because there's no like huge promotion for this, especially a typical, movie promotion. It's all word of mouth. It's all done online. It's tapping into what people are already into and then finding ways to bring it out to the movie theaters in a new way. Does that make
absolutely.
sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good point. I've got to do this. I know usually we don't do this unless it's a super chat, but I've got to put this up there. So, Tech Guy Eric D said, "I'm a huge horror fan, but I don't want gore just for the sake of gore. I want something that will thrill me and make me think while watching the movie." That's exactly what I want. I mean, it's just like as a film guy, as somebody who wants good film, that's what I want. I want something that like I don't want spectacle. I want a movie that has a good story that also takes place within this universe. I mean, that's why I'm so excited for Zach Krager's Resident Evil, is because
Yeah.
that's what it feels like he's doing. He's telling a story. I think a lot of people are starting to get tired of just these random like really random like films that are like just doing fan service for the sake of fan service and
Hmm.
not telling a story.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I think that's where a lot of these filmmakers are starting to get that. They're like, "Okay, I'm going to tell this story. It is going to be of substance. It is going to be within the universe that we want." Because, like this guy Kane Parsons, like I'm sure going into this, it's I want to make something that I would want to watch.
Yeah. Exactly, exactly. And not just a bunch of jump scares like what tech guy is saying, like tell good stories. Get me involved. And I think that's what's key is they found a way to tap into this generation and how to speak to them. So they did a good job. So here's my question. Did we just backroom our way into a new era of filmmaking? Backrooms is now playing in theaters. I think we're gonna see a lot more like what you're saying, like creators, like YouTube short film creators getting deals
Yeah.
somehow and moving forward. Kind of like what we talked about with Tubi and TikTok working together to promote some of their some of their creators and give them a new platform, a longer format platform
Mm-hmm.
to build content, I think I think you're right. I think YouTube and social media is creating the next version of Hollywood.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I think that that is kind of where filmmaking is going, and I'm extremely happy with that. I want that to continue being the trend where people are making good films, and the filmmakers that we're getting is not just, okay, here's a filmmaker that wants to make a film or whatever. Like it's people who have an appreciation for filmmaking in general, or again, like this guy Kane Parsons. It's like I just want to make a movie that fits the mold of the characters that I love to see.
Hmm. Hmm. I agree. All right, I'm gonna jump back. Escape from New York is finally escaping Project Limbo. Get your eye patches ready. Shout out to Chuck. The John Carpenter iconic sci-fi action classic Escape from New York is moving forward again thanks to the writer and director Zack Snyder. Interesting. Escape from New York was originally released in 1981, featuring Snake Plissken, played by Kurt Russell. Snyder, Deborah Snyder, and Wesley Collar will also produce through Stone Quarry, with Carpenter serving as executive producer. So this is kind of the opposite of what we were just talking about. We're talking about a new generation of filmmakers, a new generation of telling stories. This is like, how do we take a beloved franchise or IP and make it new for 2026 and beyond?
Yeah. I
Zack
think
Snyder, interesting.
I think a lot of it is because Zack Snyder's been getting a lot of buzz online, and you got this really loud contingency of people on the internet that are like, they really believe that he's going to come back and tell more DC stories, but it's like that's not happening at all. But I think the studios are starting to realize, like, okay, there is a fan base for Zack Snyder. He also does know, like he does post-apocalyptic gritty really well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think he would do really well with Snake Plissken and Escape from New York. Again, I don't want a one-to-one, but I do want something that kind of like gives honor to the original while giving it something new.
Yep, I agree. It'll be interesting to see what they do with this. Okay, next one. I have the spoilers.
I'll take it.
During an interview with film's premiere, Dolph Lundgren, who played He-Man in 1987's cult classic version, opened up about his involvement in Travis Knight's upcoming reboot. Lundgren confirmed he won't just be making a cameo either. His character plays an important part in guiding the new He-Man. Speaking with Entertainment Tonight, he said, "It's nice to feel like the elder warrior who's helping the younger warrior, giving him some inspiration and advice." Interesting. So he's going to have like a dialogue and role.
Mm-hmm.
Masters of the Universe premieres in theaters on June 5th, 2026. Interesting.
So who do you think he's gonna be? I mean, I know some Motu lore, but like who if you were gonna guess which character he would be, who would you think he's gonna be?
Well, I mean, an elder warrior giving a younger warrior inspiration. It kind of sounds like Man of Arms, but
no, definitely not Man at Arms.
Who do you think it's gonna be?
In my head, I almost feel like it's gonna be King Grayskull.
Oh, they're gonna like pull some kind of like the sword speaking to me type thing.
Either the sword speaking to me, or he goes into somehow goes into the realm of the champions. Because remember, you can't go to the realm of the champions unless you die, right?
Right.
But like somehow, or he speaks to the realm of champions. Maybe the sorceress helps him, look him up as a mentor kind of thing. But like I feel like he's gonna be in some way linked to King Grayskull, and that's gonna be that. Again, tech guy Eric is saying if he's not Randor, I riot. I don't think he'll be King Randor, just because remember, if you remember everything, and this is the first movie, Randor and Adam don't exactly get along, and it takes a little while for them to build their relationship. So I don't think that he's going to be King Randor if he's giving advice to him.
Yeah. Good point.
But
Good point.
I feel like it's either that or God, I don't remember the character's name. Give me a second. I got to look it up.
Well, real quick, Tech Guy in the chat said something interesting. He said, "What if He-Man died and was brought back to life?" So kind of like what you're saying, like maybe he dies somehow and goes to what did you call it? The realm of champions. I
the
almost think
Realm
of it as like
Champions. Yeah,
it's like their version of Valhalla.
it's
You
kind of
know?
what that is. It's kind of what that is. It's basically Valhalla.
Yeah, and then finds his way back somehow. I could see that happening. I could see that happening. I like that. I like that.
I'm trying to look up his name. No, I don't want that.
But he must play some kind of, I don't want to say mysterious, but like a pivotal character, Dolph Lundgren.
Scareglow.
Because oh, there we go. There we go.
Scareglow, because Scareglow is basically the king of the underworld, right?
Hmm.
And that could also be something where, like, he has to go through the underworld to do something. And he interacts with Scareglow, and Scareglow is not necessarily a bad guy, even though he looks like a more evil version of Skeletor.
He's like Hades. He's just
Kind
like,
of, yeah.
I
Like
rule this area.
yeah, Scareglow is what's nice about him as a character is he is somebody who could give Adam advice and say, hey, this is how you make yourself better.
Hmm. I like it. I don't know if they'll take it that far in the first movie, but the more I hear about this movie, the more I'm interested in seeing what happens. Like seeing what happens with the story
Hmm.
of it. Everything looks cool. Like He-Man looks cool, Batcat looks cool, Tila and all that. The movie looks cool. Now I want to know about the story, which has been
So
under.
no, so the reviews have been coming out, like all the spoiler-free reviews have been coming out. And one of the reviews said that one of the reviews I read earlier was it's a good popcorn movie. It's a very interesting movie. It's fun. There's a little bit of lack of substance, and it kind of relies on nostalgia. But at the same time, it's like, what else would I want out of He-Man? I kind of want
Yeah,
He-Man to be a nostalgic movie. I mean,
yeah,
it's fucking He-Man, but I mean, like, it's they're saying that they do lean into the lore a lot, and that makes me more excited for the film itself.
yep. Comes out this. Are you going to see it this weekend?
I'm gonna try because we've got a lot going on this weekend, and we're doing some stuff. Plus, I'm having a procedure done on my eyes on Friday. So, I mean, if I can see it, then yeah, maybe I will.
Maybe go see it like Friday morning.
Friday morning is when I'm having the procedure done. So,
Oh, well, okay, maybe Thursday then. We'll see.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, next one. Okay, Hyde. Andy's coming. Wait, Hyde. The Swifties are coming. Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift has revealed that she has written a new original song for the upcoming Pixar film Toy Story 5. She announced that this on her Instagram. The song is titled I Knew It, I Knew You. This also marks a return for Taylor to her country roots. Okay, all right. So inspired by Jesse's journey through the movie. That actually makes a lot of sense. Toy Story 5 will follow a toys versus tech theme with the tablet Lily Pad diverting Bonnie's attention from the classic ensemble of toys previously belonging to Andy. The song I Knew It, I Knew You will be available on June 5th, and Toy Story 5 will arrive in theaters June 19th. So
All
there you
right.
go. This is what you need to do. You need to go download this song on your way to see Masters of the Universe.
I'm
Then you
sure I'm
have
going to hear this song a lot because remember, Jackie is a Swiftie.
she's a Swiftie. You got
Yeah,
a
so
Swiftie in the house.
new Taylor Swift song comes out, then yeah, I mean, I'm sure Jackie's going to listen to it.
Then it's perfect. Listen to it
Exactly.
on the way to Masters of the Universe.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect.
All right. Well, ladies
Is
and
it
gentlemen.
weird? Hold on, real quick. We
Yeah,
have
yeah.
been talking about Superman and Masters of the Universe and Supergirl and Mando and what else came out? The Back Room and Obsessions. Have we just forgotten that Toy Story is coming out this month? Kind of
Uh,
crazy.
yeah, I know. Like I said, there's so much that's happening right now. It's kind of hard to like keep up with everything that is going on.
Yeah. But this is like the flagship of Pixar
Yeah, it's
to
the
have
original.
exactly. So I don't know if that's good or bad that this kind of just snuck in all of a sudden. What in 2 weeks this is going to be here. I hope
Yeah.
it's good.
So I'm hoping. I mean, it looks good, and that's the thing is that what I do like about the way they're playing the trailer is Woody and Buzz are getting that like Toy Story 1 rivalry back together,
Yeah.
right? Because they've been friends for 4 movies. And now it's like it almost seems like they're finding a way to rebuild that rivalry. And it's like, I kind of like that because the tension in the first movie is what made it good.
Yeah, you need that little bit of tension, a little bit of
Right.
drama. Good
Right.
point. Point.
So, and I mean that also gives multiple angles for the film itself. So, yeah, I'm excited.
All right, that was my last story. Do you have more stories?
That's right. Well, we're gonna jump into this, but before we get into the next story, Jamez, you want to tell them about our last sponsor?
Oh, yeah. Distance Nerding is part of the Geek Freaks Network, discovering your latest binge, debating casting choices, or still not over that plot twist. The Geek Freaks Network has got you covered. Your fandom, your community, your people, geek out your way. Check out Geek Freaks Network at gfpods.com.
That's right. Very excited. I love Geek Freaks. I love listening to the podcast and everything like that. All the different shows that come out on a week to week basis. If you're not currently already listening to Geek Freaks, put that on your roster, guys. If you enjoy us, you will absolutely love everything about Geek Freaks. I mean, there's a reason we're a part of the network, right? So, with that being said, guys, let's get into the last couple of segments here. We're going to talk the rest of the headlines here because we've got more news to talk about. Always got to start off with the sad news here. The film world has lost one of its most important creative voices. Marcia Lucas, the Oscar winning editor whose work helped shape the original Star Wars and several other landmark films of the 1970s and the early 1980s, an ex wife of George Lucas, has passed away at the age of 80 following a battle with metastatic cancer.
Hmm.
Marcia's family announced her passing and celebrated the lasting influence she had on the craft of filmmaking, saying, Marcia was a force, a true trailblazer for women in film, and one of the most influential editors in cinematic history. She helped redefine what film editing could be and pave the way for generations of women who followed. While Marcia Lucas built an impressive career that included editing credits on classics such as Taxi Driver, her name will forever be linked to Star Wars A New Hope. She shared the Academy Award for Best Film Editing, helping transform George Lucas's ambitious space fantasy into one of the most beloved films ever made. She also played a key role in reshaping the film's climactic Death Star trench run, the sequence audiences know today, filled with tension, urgency, and emotional stakes, was significantly refined through her editing work. The addition of the ticking clock, with the Death Star threatening to destroy the Rebel base on Yavin 4, helped elevate the sequence into one of the most iconic finales in movie history. Beyond Star Wars, Marcia worked on American Graffiti, earning an Oscar nomination, and later edited films for Martin Scorsese, including Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore and Taxi Driver. She would also go on to contribute to more American Graffiti, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, which marked her final feature film editing credit. Marcia Lucas leaves behind a legacy that will continue to shine through every frame she helped to bring to life.
Yeah, she's kind of the unsung hero of Star Wars.
Absolutely is.
Like if you go back and look at that whole Death Star trench run scene, it totally is the editing that made that work.
Mhm.
All the jump, all the cut scenes from like 1, 2, 3 second, bits to the next scene to the next scene, jumping back and forth. That's kind of unheard of at the
Yeah.
time back in 19, I guess 77, so 76 when it was being edited. to have scenes like that where it's like so quick and snappy. You didn't see that in movies.
Yeah, it's you know what's crazy about Star Wars, and I always give it its flowers. Star Wars changed the way people saw cinematic editing and the way that movies were edited in general. A lot of Star Wars, yeah, I mean, like the magic that made it work wasn't just the film itself, but it was like the quality of the audio, it was
Yep.
the cinematography, it was the way that the editing was done. The transitioning was something that was new in a lot of films. They were the ones that brought back orchestral music into film. I mean, like there was so much that they did as trailblazers for Star Wars,
Mhm.
and Marcia Lucas was a massive part of that. Um, no number of movies, but I mean, like Star Wars, it changed. Like you had this kind of like look from the 60s and the 70s that kind of like defined that time, and Star Wars kind of broke out of all of that
Totally.
and made everything kind of just, you know, like universal, like it's timeless the way that Star Wars looks. Because you go and watch Star Wars now, yeah, it's a 70s movie, and some of them are 80s, but I mean, like it's at its core 70s movie. Um, and it just kind of, you can drop those characters into film right now and it still works,
Yep. Totally agree. Totally agree.
you know.
Like
So
if you go back and watch it right now, you would see how modern it is compared to other movies of the 70s.
right,
It's so different. It's
right.
so different. So kudos to Marcia Lucas. That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I mean that was exactly the point I was making, is it 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 made the modern film what it is,
Mhm.
you know. And
And
then
not even that. I would also say that she had a voice. Like she contributed. She fought for what she believed in
right.
with these stories, especially Star Wars, to edit the way it is, the way it's supposed to be shot. Like I think one executive told George Lucas to take the whole force thing out. It doesn't make sense. And she's like, George, you have to keep that in. That is the heartbeat of the movie. Don't listen to them. We'll make this film the way you envisioned it. And they did.
Yeah. I got to throw this out there. Tech guy says all it would take is one Borg to assimilate one Jedi or Sith, and everyone is gone. That would never happen because Darth Vader would ruin all of the Borg before they even had a chance.
He's kind of half Borg anyway.
Yeah,
So
I mean, exactly. He's more cyborg than he is anything, anyways. But I mean, like, you know, the Borg would try and assimilate Vader, and Vader would just force choke the entire collective. He would force choke the entire collective, and then whatever survived, he's chopping in half with a laser sword. Come on, get out of here with that. All right, so let's move on here, guys. Sorry, I am switching
oh,
this.
you'll like this. You'll like this one.
I'm already excited for this whole story and everything we're going to go on with over here. So, Deadpool and Wolverine are back, sort of.
Hmm.
Not really, but yeah, they are. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, aka Deadpool and Wolverine, are about to get another collaboration, though this time the action is moving from superhero chaos to the high-speed world of competitive sailing.
Hmm.
Ryan Reynolds is known for acting, producing, and helping transform Wrexham AFC into a global sensation. Now the star has set his sights on Sail GP.
What?
Alongside Jackman, Ryan Reynolds co-owns the Bonds Flying Ruse Sail GP team, and that partnership is becoming the focus of a new Disney Plus docuseries. The Untitled series will follow the Australian sailing team as they compete across the globe against some of the best sailors in the sport, led by driver and CEO Tom Slingsby. Oh my God, Tom Slingsby is like the most Australian name ever.
Slings.
Hello, my name is Tom Slingsby.
Home slings by.
My name is Tom Slingsby. One such an Australian name. One of the most accomplished sailors in history, the Flying Ruse compete in sail GP's intense stadium style racing championship. The
So wait,
competition. Oh,
hold
go
on.
ahead.
Is this like what they're doing with Wrexham?
It seems like they're doing like Wrexham but for sailboats.
for rich people. Okay.
It's rich people sports. He's like, hey, we already did like the everyman sport in football, or as the Australians say, footy. But
I don't know much about sailing, but okay.
sailing is a sport for money. And it's funny because like one of the biggest sail competitions in the world is in San Francisco. So it's like, yeah. So the competition features identical 50-foot catamarans racing close to shore at speeds reaching up to 100 kilometers an hour, making for a fast-paced and highly visual spectacle. Jackman and Reynolds shared, "This is our first collaboration since Deadpool and Wolverine, and we once again anticipate action, comedy, heart, but with a lot more water. And fingers crossed, pirates."
Oh.
Right. We hope there's pirates in Sail GP.
Interesting. So this is like NASCAR on the water.
That's exactly what it sounds like, right?
50-foot catamarans, like identical 50-foot catamarans. Okay, all right.
It's identical 50-foot catamarans. Which one's which? I don't know, mate.
Where's Tom Slingsby?
Which one is Tom Slingsby? I don't know. Somebody call Bluey.
Oh my gosh.
Is that boat called the Bondit? No date yet for the untitled sailing docuseries. It will stream exclusively on Disney Plus and Hulu in the United States.
That makes sense. So this is really Wrexham on water, but also NASCAR. Okay.
Right. Starring Bandit from Bluey.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. But his name is Tom Slingsby.
It's Tom Slingsby.
My name is Tom Slingsby.
Call me Bandit.
Oh, I'm feeling kind of hungry. I'm going to eat a child.
Oh, so somebody's watching Bluey all of a sudden.
I have been watching Bluey.
All right.
I watched all the mini-sodes this weekend.
Burger dog, burger dog.
After watching those, it just makes me never want to have blocks ever.
What?
After the grandparents built the blocks for them and they just knocked it down immediately.
That is so true. That is so true.
It just makes me never want to have blocks if I ever have kids.
The work and effort always goes unappreciated.
Right. Man. And then the phony episode.
Oh, Facey time?
Where he's just like playing metal and it's pissing her off.
Oh.
It's so good, man. So let's go ahead and move on to the next story. Otherwise, we're just gonna make this entire episode look like the remainder of the episode about Bluey. Is the chat talking about Bluey right now? They better be.
They're talking about the rugby episode. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Okay. Again, I love that the grandfather goes to go. He's like, but I want to watch the footy match. And he can't see the soccer game because the blocks are blocking everything. It's so good, man. I hate that it took me that long to watch Bluey, but it's also because I don't have kids, so I had no actual excuse to watch it. So there's something really exciting happening with Star Wars Zero Company. And you better be excited because it's actually kind of cool. It goes beyond lightsabers and blasters. This isn't just another turn-based tactics game trying to ride on the legacy of XCOM. It is looking for a much bigger audience by blending deep strategy with something far more immersive and accessible. It's giving us some serious Baldur's Gate 3 energy, and we're all for it. They're not replacing the tactical depth. They're expanding everything around it, and that's where the comparison to Baldur's Gate 3 starts to feel very real. Strategy games have often been treated like they need to look and feel a certain way, mostly catering to longtime fans. But when you combine deep systems with high-end presentation and player-driven exploration, suddenly the door opens to a much bigger crowd. If Star Wars Zero Company sticks the landing, it could be the next big step in that evolution. A game that keeps the tactical brain power intact while letting players actually live inside the world between battles. Star Wars Zero Company is scheduled to release in 2026 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows PC. And I am a happy boy that's probably going to buy it.
There you go. Are you a big Baldur's Gate type person?
So I actually haven't played Baldur's Gate. I've watched videos of people playing Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is an
I think
immersive.
Shadu does.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate is basically D&D in a video game. It literally lives in the same universe as D&D.
That's cool.
Right. So like it's just, you can play the tabletop game or you can go play Baldur's Gate, and Baldur's Gate is exactly that, right? I haven't played Baldur's Gate just because I have so many other games that I'm like trying to get through, and then I don't actually get through most of my games because I'm usually prepping for shows and
Right.
doing podcast stuff. But I mean, like,
And
when I
watching
get-
Bluey.
and watching Bluey, right? God, and there's so many shows that I'm behind. I still haven't watched Spider-Man Noir, and I need to watch that.
The whole thing's out. Yeah.
I know. I need to go watch it. That's what I'm saying. Like, especially with everybody talking about how good it is. Like, I need to go watch this. But anyways, God. But yeah, like it is a game that I'm probably gonna play. I do like strategy games. I do XCOM was such a fun turn-based game. It's definitely something that I'm probably gonna go and pick up and get into because I mean Star Wars with RPG elements and turn-based strategy. I mean, basically it's Knights of the Old Republic, but in like a more modern era.
Yeah. I watched I guess it's a trailer, but it wasn't like gameplay trailer. It was just like storyline trailer, and it looked really interesting. And it was interesting because it was like there was like a Mandalorian, and then an ex-clone trooper, and then like some droid, and then like some kind of pirate underworldy guy, and just all these different types of characters in like a team. There was a Jedi as well, like or at least somebody with a lightsaber. I think it was a green lightsaber, but it looked really cool. I'm really into like this the cutscenes. Like when you play a game, you string all the cutscenes together to tell the story. I dig that. And I can't wait to see something like that happen for Star Wars Zero Company.
Yeah, again, the only problem with cutscenes is because when you go cutscene to cutscene, you're losing all the gameplay in the middle.
Yeah, it happens. I get it.
So you actually miss a lot of story because of that.
I ended up watching what was that DC one where the superheroes fight each other? What is that one called?
Injustice?
Injustice. Yeah, I watched I saw the show. I read the comics, but I also watched the cutscenes of that.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
Now the cutscenes in the game make sense for Injustice because it's a fighting game. Like all you're doing is in between each cutscene, you're just fighting. Like Mortal Kombat's good for that too.
Oh, okay. All right. I dig that. Cool. More Star Wars. Hey, we got a new Star Wars movie after like 7 years. We're getting a new Star Wars game this year.
Exactly. Like we're just we're getting immersed in new Star Wars property. So I mean, it's fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, somehow Kylo Ren has returned.
Oh, what?
I guess. Yeah. Lucasfilm and Marvel are heading back into the dark side of Ben Solo's story with a brand new comic series. And for fans still hoping to see Adam Driver return as Kylo Ren on the big screen, this announcement is probably going to stir up a lot of feelings. Marvel announced Star Wars, The Fall of Kylo Ren, a 5-issue comic book event from writer Charles Soule and artist Will Sliney that will finish Kylo Ren's story once and for all. Whew. Soleil and Sliney already explored Kylo's origins in Star Wars The Rise of Kylo Ren, and more recently worked together on Star Wars Legacy of Vader, which followed Kylo across the galaxy as he searched for the hidden truths connected to Darth Vader. The new story picks up with Kylo Ren returning to the First Order more dangerous and more driven than ever before. As Supreme Leader, he's trying to tighten his grip on power while General Hux and Pride begin tearing the organization apart through their own ambition and internal conflict. The series will follow Kylo Ren's increasingly ruthless attempts to regain total control over the First Order. Star Wars, yeah, I know, right? Star Wars The Fall of Kylo Ren launches on August 12th, 2026. So I'm assuming this takes place in between episode 8 and 9.
Oh yeah, it has to.
Yeah, because that's at the end of episode 8, he becomes supreme leader by killing Snoke. Episode 9, he's fully the supreme leader. So this all makes sense that it would take place between them if he's already the supreme leader, trying to wrangle his grip over General Hux and Pride.
Yeah. I'm good with Star Wars telling like pockets of stories like this.
Mm-hmm.
I do enjoy it. I know a lot of people are looking for like the Hunt for Ben Solo as like a movie still to be made, but Lucas has said we're not making that. I'm totally okay with pockets like this. I don't know why we need to push like he's still alive. I think that's an American like thing where it's like, okay, characters don't really die in America, so he's still alive, right? Right? Is he still alive? Like that's why people had such a problem with like Walking Dead. Like people died. And we were like, what? Is that the character that I really like that just died?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is with just in general culture. A lot of times people just they don't like that a character gets killed off, and they're just like, well, who's my favorite character, so you shouldn't have killed him off. And it's like, again, we've talked about this in the past when it comes to fandoms in general. The writing is the writing, the story is the story, whether you like it or not. That is the story. Real life does not work the way that you want it to work. It just doesn't work out that way, right? When things happen, things happen. So in storytelling, it's the same thing, whether you like it or not. I get where some people will be upset with like plot holes and things like that. Like, okay, well, you said this in the story, but it doesn't make sense because XYZ. But at the same time, it kind of is what it is, guys. And the only way that gets changed or fixed is if the studio decides to retcon, which again, we're kind of getting into the territory on the next story. But like, because there's rumors that this movie might be retconning some of the stuff from the sequels. But the only way to retcon anything is if the studios decide that they're going to retcon something. And like the last time a major thing like that happened in Star Wars was when Disney bought Star Wars. They retconned the entire story and got rid of anything that was in the legacy. So
I'm good with them telling stories like this via comics, via novels. Like it's for hardcore fans, right? It's not for like the masses to read these comic books to understand what's happening. This is for like a small niche of Star Wars fans that are craving more Kylo.
And I mean, and it adds to the lore of the universe. It adds to the lore of the story. A lot of times, this stuff, like think of what Filoni has done with a lot of the animated series. It's adding context to things, and then over time, people are less apprehensive about the storylines that are out there because here's the context of why something happened.
Right, totally agree. All right, comic book Kylo Ren.
With it. All right. To move on to our last regular headline story here, guys. Does the Force even beach? Do you even beach, bro?
The story reference. It's a Barbie reference.
That's what I'm saying. Do you even beach, bro? Does the Force even beach? The story for the upcoming film Star Wars Starfighter, a newly surfaced plot leak, or the story for the upcoming film Star Wars Starfighter, a newly surfaced plot leak is offering what sounds like our best look yet at the characters played by Ryan Gosling, Amy Adams, Maya Goth, and Matt Smith, along with where this next chapter fits into the future of the franchise. As the first Star Wars movie set roughly 5 years after Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, it's expected to help define what comes next for the galaxy far, far away. According to leaker @5s Walker. Tell us how we can be you, Fives Walker. Who has previously shared accurate details about several Star Wars projects before official announcements. Star Wars Starfighter centers. I can't speak right now. Starfighter centers on a Force-sensitive young boy with an unlikely hero tasked with protecting him. According to the leak, the story revolves around a Force-sensitive boy. His mother, Amy Adams, is Force-sensitive as well. At the beginning of the film, she is killed, but in her dying moments, gives her son her lightsaber and tells him to go find his uncle, who he's never met. The kid's pretty smart and manages to get off world, finding his uncle in a cantina, a washed up pilot and war hero haunted by ghosts of his past. Gosling's character appears to fit squarely into a classic Star Wars tradition of reluctant heroes. The leaker added, the two don't exactly get along at first, but in classic Star Wars fashion, I think you can imagine how this is going to go. The leaker explains Maya Goth will be playing a force sensitive, lightsaber using character. She will be working for a warlord or arms dealer in Matt Smith, who is infamous across the galaxy. And yes, she is on the hunt for Ryan Gosling's nephew. None of these details have been officially confirmed by Lucasfilm, though. Does this sound like a fun adventure that would get you into theaters? I kind of feel like it is a fun kind of thing. I'm also going to put that in the chat. I definitely want to ask our chat how they feel about this. So give me 1 second, James. Well, actually, what are your thoughts on the storyline, James?
Well, if this is true, this feels very Star Wars. This
Yeah.
is like a very rooted Star Wars story. And I do like how they are pushing forward with force sensitive people running around. I know we touched on it at the end of Rise of Skywalker, but I do kind of like that. They're like rebuilding, like the force is kind of rebuilding itself, so to
Yeah.
speak. So I do like where this is going to go. I don't know if we're going to get like bits and pieces of, say, Ray or even Grogu in this, because he's force sensitive too. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I do like the overall story of like, hey, reluctant hero, Ryan Gosling. The more I see Ryan Gosling in film, the more like respect I have for him, because he can
Yeah.
play so many different roles and he's so believable in these roles. I'm excited for this.
Absolutely, man. I feel like this is a fun role for Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling is, I mean, like the more films that he does, the like he gets higher and higher profile. I watched the whole thing about Ryan Gosling's rise and like how when he first came on the scene, he was like starting to become like, this is our leading man, this is the next guy, and then he just went and dropped and disappeared out of Hollywood for a little while. And he kind of came back. He was convinced by someone to come back, and he wanted to do a lot of like when he was doing movies, he wanted to do like more like niche kind of like small budget movies and kind of
Indie.
like more artsy movies. And now he's just like full on like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go and be a nerd and get involved in every franchise that I enjoy, Star Wars being one of those. So and I mean there's rumors that he's going to be joining Marvel pretty soon, so I mean, like, I would love to see him in Marvel. I don't know what character he would play, but at this point he can play any character, man. The dude is built like a superhero.
Well, what's funny is like you look at who's hot right now in Hollywood, and he's one of the only people that feels like a leading man, like on his own. Like look at um Project Hail Mary.
So good.
Like he handles that movie, you know. Whereas like you look at films that star, say, Chris Pratt, no offense, Chris Pratt, but they kind of fall off when they don't have a backing of, say, Marvel or Jurassic Park, IP, big IP behind it, whereas Ryan Gosling, he can do anything,
Yeah. You
big
you put
budget.
you put Ryan Gosling in a small budget movie and people are going to go see it just because it's
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling. Like, he not just because the dude is a good looking guy, but I mean, like, more so because he's a good actor. He's got really good comedic chops. He's got really good action action stuff. He does a lot of his own stunts. I think it's like really cool that Ryan Gosling is someone who, like, he's got a massive following. Like who's the last person that we had like that was like,
It
Tom
was
Cruise.
like Leo, like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Cruise, like those guys. He's like in
Mhm.
he's on that level where he can go do a film and he is that actor that is a box office draw.
Yep. I agree. By the way, this movie has a big old cast. So Ryan Gosling, Amy Adams, Mia Goth, Matt Smith. It's not on here, but Aaron Pierre, the new Green Lantern,
Oh, Aaron Pierre's in this too?
is also in this movie.
Nice. Yeah, I mean Aaron Pierre again. That's another dude who dreamiest eyes in the industry right now.
Mhm.
But then also Matt Smith, man, like Matt Smith, that man can do no wrong. Everything that he's in is good. He may not be, everybody's talking about how handsome they think he is. I think he's an okay looking dude, but I think he's a great actor.
Yeah.
Just the level of everything he does is great. Um,
Speaking of Matt Smith, House of Dragons comes back this month too. So
oh god, is that this month?
it's this month.
God, man. Matt Smith, what's cool about, like, I'm actually surprised that he isn't like a Jedi.
Yeah, good point. What did he say? He's like some kind of um crime boss,
He's a crime boss. Like
arms dealer.
he's an arms dealer. Yeah, I mean like Matt Smith, like he would have, like, you think about that. He's Doctor Who,
Mhm.
he's a Targaryen, and he'd be a Jedi. Like, I don't think he is, but I mean, like, like if you made him force sensitive, like you're putting Matt Smith in this like whole level of like just kind of being everything in like major pop culture.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
who knows? I mean, they could be building toward something by putting Matt Smith in a role like this. Like, it's interesting when we saw was that Solo? That was Solo, where
Solo.
they put Paul Bettany in as like the crime lord into that. I felt like it was going to do more, but I think they kind of paused on that that area of storytelling. But I could see them saying like, all right, let's put Matt Smith as like a fixture in
Yeah.
this new era of Star Wars storytelling.
Well, originally they were trying to do 3 movies for Solo, and it just, it didn't take off the way that they wanted it to. They're picking up all those storylines in Shadow Lord.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
cool in
Yeah.
itself. I
So at least
do.
we're getting that, and Shadow Lord is fucking amazing.
House of Dragons season 3, June 21st. So 3 weeks away.
Yeah. Also the shitty Terminator movie. Okay, so with that all being said, just so everybody knows, Star Wars Starfighter is currently scheduled to hit theaters on May 28th, 2027.
A year away.
A year away. Yeah, we're right here. So that is it for the headlines, guys. We're gonna get into this into our last segment right here, guys. It's time for the trend up. Let's talk about all the things trending.
Oh, now we have sound effects.
Hmm.
I see how it is.
Are you offended?
I mean, your bit has sound effects. Mine didn't. So now
Yeah.
I'm offended.
Do you want to read it? Do you want to read the trend up?
I'll read the first part.
Okay.
Face front, true believers. Stan Lee, the legendary comic book writer, editor, and publisher who passed away in 2018 at the age of 95, is officially getting the AI treatment thanks
Mm.
to a new partnership between 11 Labs and Stan Lee Universe. According to Variety, the deal gives the AI audio company access to Lee's voice and likeness for commercial licensing and content creation. This feels the ick.
Yeah, it does.
It is crazy what's happening. So I'll dive in a little bit more and then we can discuss as we go.
Yeah.
Users will be able to generate new audio featuring a digital version of Lee's voice using recordings pulled from decades of interviews, appearances, narrations, and other professional material from throughout his career. The technology can reportedly be used for both editorial and commercial projects. It's almost like they're releasing it to everybody and like, here you go. It's
Yeah.
almost like here's a new skin you can get in Fortnite kind of thing. It feels really odd. So 11 Labs has already made deals involving several famous names, including Michael Caine, Judy Garland, Burt Reynolds, David Hasselhoff, and even Albert Einstein. Stan Lee now joins that growing lineup of digital celebrity recreations that companies can license and use. Again, the ick. It just feels really, really odd.
I really don't like this.
Yeah, this is where it gets a little funky. Chaz Rainey, lawyer and board member for Stanley Universe, explained why they felt this move made sense for Lee's legacy. Stan always believed in meeting his fans where they were, in the pages of comics, at a convention, or in a quick on screen cameo. This partnership is a way of continuing that. Fans have already told us that when they read his comics, they hear the words in Stan's voice. And now, thanks to 11 Labs, we can make that a reality.
Mm.
I don't know about this. So, again, let me get your quick take. How do you feel about this?
I don't like this, man. I really don't like this, man. And I think, I mean, okay, so on the plus side, if we're looking at this, this is a way for Stan Lee's legacy to continue, for people to be able to interact with Stan Lee, um and just kind of like, for his legacy to continue. But again, what I don't like about this is anybody can make something Stan Lee and make him say things that Stanley would have never believed in and never said. When you make this like something that's public, you know what I mean? Like, we play that game on our Twitch channel, because I give people the ability to write whatever they want and they can make me say anything. But it's like, that's a joke, and I'm present for that. But making someone like Stan Lee, or Judy Garland, or Albert Einstein say a bunch of things that they would never say, feels like, it just feels gross. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and I don't like this idea. Like, again, I kind of like the idea. Like, I'm not that I kind of like the idea, but I'm intrigued by the idea of immortalizing someone like Stan Lee. But
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of, you know, just allowing the internet of terrible people. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
the terribleness that is the internet, uh, sullying Stan Lee's legacy. And
Yeah.
when you do something AI like this, like, you can make AI is starting to get to the point where it's hard to decipher real life from. I mean, it's very, very Turing test at this point with the way AI is making things look. Um, and I don't want to be able to see, somebody making Stan Lee say something that was against his actual values and actual beliefs, and me not being able to tell whether it's Stan Lee or not.
Exactly. I feel like we're going on a path of AI where it's like there's no rules, and it's like driving down the street in a race car, but there's no speed limit. Like, so much danger could happen. So many accidents can happen. Like, I don't see how they say this is extending his legacy. I think for me, it feels like it's tarnishing his legacy. It's like
Right,
the words we have from him should be valued, not,
right.
I don't need Stanley version of him saying 6'7", because
At all.
that's gonna happen. So let me keep going on this, because this is where it gets interesting, because it feels like whoever's in charge of this and those estates should not be doing this. We talked about Stan Lee, Michael Caine, Judy Garland, Burt Reynolds, David Hasselhoff. But check this out. Laurie McCreary, co-founder of Revelations, alongside Morgan Freeman, as in Morgan Freeman,
Right. As in the voice of God, Morgan Freeman.
addressed the broader concerns surrounding AI and entertainment while discussing the partnership. As producers, we are used to bringing very different people to the same table to solve hard problems. And that is exactly what this moment requires. Freeman added, technology companies and entertainment industry need to work together to create AI systems that respect consent, protect name, image, and likeness rights, and preserve the value of human creativity. If we do that well, we don't just keep up with technology, we will help shape it. And that feels like a PR spin on, like, we're gonna go nuts with this, and we're just gonna turn it over. Like, again, I don't need 6'7" Stan Lee.
Yeah. I mean, there are a couple of things that Morgan Freeman is saying in this sentence that make me feel a little bit better. The whole respect, consent, protect name, image, and likeness rights.
Mhm.
Because I mean, one of the big issues with AI is not, is people being able to make things that, completely destroy the image of somebody. Like, again, I don't like the idea of not being able to tell the difference between something that Stanley actually said and somebody, some shitbag writing something that's making him turn into some like fucking shitty ass, poo butt fascist.
Yeah.
Like I mean, the Stan Lee, for all the people who are upset now and talking about like, why are you making the X-Men fight fascists and because that's what Stanley fucking wrote.
Mhm. Mhm.
If you really go and look at every character that Stanley wrote, every one of those characters were fighting, fascists and authoritarians, and like every evil person was somebody who was I mean, Apocalypse was a genocidal maniac. Like there's so many characters that are within Marvel that were, like, the bad guys were bad people, and the whole thing is like, again, you give the internet a chance to make Stan Lee a terrible person, and they're going to do it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this situation. We're almost in this weird divide or like split in the road where there's Hollywood and technology and Silicon Valley looking to grab hold of AI, and like how do we use it's weird because it's like it's created, it's there. How do we use it? They just don't know what to do with it to make it useful quite yet. And then we have the other side where we're talking to artists and creators. How often do we go to cons and they say now we are an AI free zone,
Right.
so like no artwork that is digitally created via AI is allowed to be sold at cons and that sort of thing. So it's really interesting how there's such a split in the AI topic. And it's just a matter of like, can we harness it where it becomes a tool and something useful and something that's not as threatening to livelihoods as it feels like it's being right now.
Right. Yeah, again, I say this all the time. This is something that I harp on a lot. Is AI is not something that we should be completely afraid of. It's not something that we should shun and just, it's the future of technology, but use it as a tool. Do not use it
Yeah.
as a replacement. Don't use it as something that, ruins people's livelihoods. Like you're getting rid of, it's like, oh yeah, it's easier to get rid of extras and put AI bodies in here, but now you're taking food and livelihood away from bit actors, from working actors, and it's like, this is a way for studios to save money, but it's also a way to ruin the lives of people. You know what I mean? Like you're taking away somebody's dream. Their dream might not be to be an extra in a film, but I mean, being an extra in a film is getting your foot in the door to be an actor.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. I where do we also draw the line between AI and computer generated content? Like if we look back, we didn't have this issue when we were talking about, say, Lord of the Rings and those huge battles with like thousands of orcs and elves and humans, and we didn't talk about Peter Jackson creating, you know special programs to make that kind of content. We had no issue with that, but now all of a sudden, if something is slapped with an AI tag, then it becomes an issue for everybody.
But I mean, like in that same exact realm, like the first and second row of characters in this giant battle in Helm's Deep that they did were actual actors. All they did was take those actors and say, okay, we're going to because there's no way for us to make the battle as big as we need to, even with every extra in Hollywood. It's like feasibly we can't do that, right?
Yeah.
Because like there's no budget in the world that can support that. So they found a way to, okay, we're taking actual actors under their own consent, and we are you know, creating digital rows of them to make an army look bigger. Um, again, if there is like basically if you're taking the same amount of programmers, if you're taking programmers and they're using AI to do that, right? As long as you're not taking a job from somebody, right? Like basically, if it's like, okay, a programmer who would have had to do this and it took him a week to do this, and he can do the same amount of work in, in a day instead of a week, and you're making that programmer's job easier, then I'm okay with that
Mm-hmm.
because it's a tool that is making the job easier for that programmer and for that person that is working that job. But if you are using AI to completely replace that person, then that's where I have a problem with it.
Yeah, I just saw a quote from Steven Spielberg, and he was saying like AI should be a tool. It should not be the last stance when it comes to creativity.
Right.
Like you should have some kind of human touch on your product or on your project versus AI just writing it for you and you're like done out the door.
Right.
Like, oh, that's pretty interesting. So he didn't say AI was awful and we should never use it, but he's like, it needs to be a tool.
Yeah. And again, I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree that AI can be used for good. It can be used as a tool, but it should not be something that is used to replace people and take jobs from people. Not the way that the Ellisons have been saying they're going to do at Paramount and replace swaths of people with AI.
Right, exactly. Or Disney throwing $1 billion at OpenAI.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens there, but yeah, it'll be interesting. So much changes so quickly with the AI topic. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, man.
All right, was that our last story?
I think that was our last story. No, I mean, and again, there's a line that you have written here that we didn't actually say, but I think is poignant. Do fans accept this kind of digital resurrection, like within the world? You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
again, I don't want to tarnish Stanley's legacy. I don't want and same thing with Burt Reynolds, Judy Garland. Um, you know, it would be weird to have people like like okay, we're gonna do Albert Einstein, and it's like, I mean, no, man, like we don't need to do that.
Totally.
You know, yeah. Even to an extent, like James Earl Jones, when he was passing, gave the AI the rights to be able to use his voice, and I feel like even then, it- get somebody who can voice match James Earl Jones. Give somebody a job. Don't just give it to AI.
Yeah.
There was 2 actors that came out and voice matched James Earl Jones, and like there's a guy who did it in some of the video games, and you could barely tell that it wasn't James Earl Jones.
Interesting. Interesting.
You know what I mean? Like there are certain inflections that were like, that's not how James Earl Jones would have delivered that. But at the same time, it's like that's what I would prefer. I would prefer you get a voice a voice actor that can match James Earl Jones to AI that is just recreating me James Earl Jones.
I'm about to open another can of worms of this conversation, but like we didn't even talk about the Stanley estate and who's in charge of it, especially the last few years of his life, and it became such like a money grab.
Yeah, the issues
That,
with his daughter.
yeah, man, we didn't even talk about any of that, and like, does that weigh into Stanley's estate signing off on this and letting his the rights to his likeness and his voice be used for AI? Like,
Yeah,
feels like a cash grab still.
yeah. Again, I don't like it. I absolutely don't like it, man.
That's the ick.
Yeah, luckily, again, I put a poll up. Do you think Stanley should be immortalized using AI? Our entire chat is in agreement, 100% say no. So, I'm with you guys on this. And you guys, I mean, you've heard my stance the entire time we've been talking here. So let's get away from this, just because it is going to do nothing but make me upset the more we talk about this. So ladies and gentlemen, let's move on from all of this and let's talk about our schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, Tuesday, distance nerding, we are on from 6:30 to 8:30, the show you're watching right now. On Thursdays we do the build. Now this Thursday, our guest that we had on, we ended up rescheduling, so we are going to be rescheduling that interview due to some things that are happening in the industry right now. But we will have the guest on. It was a surprise guest. We will have them on in the future. So this Thursday is really just going to be us, just probably doing brackets. Probably we're still voting on best comedies.
Mm-hmm.
We are talking amongst all of our D&D folks to see if everybody's available to play D&D. We may actually play D&D on Thursday.
Oh, look at you go. All right.
Right.
Making it happen.
Right. And then Friday is the buzzer, where we play game show. We do our game show stuff, and which is usually when we play D&D. But if everybody's available, again, we may be playing D&D on Thursday. And you might get some more treases in your life.
It sounds like it's going to be a double game night week.
It might be
D&D one day, and then maybe, I don't know, Jeopardy or some other game.
Yeah.
On Friday.
Right. Exactly. Have some games. If we're available, maybe we'll bring back Jackbox games on Friday, and we can have our entire audience playing games with us. So, we'll let you guys know. Just pay attention on the Instagram, and we'll let everybody know what's going on and what we'll be doing.
Awesome.
All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to follow us and support Distance Nerding, we are on all the social media places everywhere that exists at Distance Nerding. Of course, you can join the taco party if you head to distancenerding.com, and you can support Distance Nerding, so we can do more shows, more things, get more stuff out there. If you would like to shoot us an email, of course, our email is I guess that slideshow's not working anymore. All right. If you would like to send us an email, you can email us at distancenerding@aol.com. Guys, we if you send us an email, we will read it on the show. So tell us if you love us, you hate us, or if you just want to tell the internet how much you hate our guts. Either way, we will talk about it. Of course, nobody ever sent us an email to make James cry.
Yeah, send us an email. Do a super chat. We are starved for attention. We'll do anything for that attention.
That's right. Tech guy, yes, we're on Vine. You saw that on the screen. We are on Vine.
Are you really posting? Do your reels and all that go to Vine?
Dude, Vine doesn't exist.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't know.
Twitter bought Vine and then they shuttered it. So it was like
oh, interesting.
Yeah, they got rid of it. Oh, look, the DeLongs are in here now.
Oh, I like it. Everybody needs to go follow DeLong Fam Cosplay on YouTube. Help them get past their goals so they can give stuff away. They want to give stuff away, everybody.
Yeah,
go follow them on YouTube.
As of this weekend, I think they were at they needed 10 more. So I don't know how many they have on there, but guys, they are trying to get rid of some stuff. And when I say get rid of stuff, they've got a whole bunch of prizes they want to give away. They just need to hit their 200 subscribers. I mean, that's easy, guys. Come on, let's get them over the line. Tell your friends, all the cosplayers out there, just all the fun stuff, guys. And if you're not already checking out their streams, you should be, because they're absolutely fun.
Yeah, look, Easy Money is saying he's excited for Sinister Creature Con in like 2 weeks. DeLongs are working in Sinister Creature Con, so give them a follow. You'll see them there. Say hi.
Exactly. I may need to go to Sinister Creature Con. I am going to Sinister Creature Con, so I'm going to be supporting them. But I may just need to go to Sinister Creature Con, and we may just need to go on a subscriber spree. Just like, hey, subscribe to the Long Fam Cosplay, and just like get everybody to subscribe to them.
There you go. That's what you should do.
Exactly. That's what we're gonna do. Our goal for that weekend is to is to get them a crap ton of subscribers.
I think that's a great. I have more stickers. I got a bunch of stickers, so I know I'll get those to you. If you guys have something set up, you guys can distribute free stuff.
Yeah, we're like I said, that's going to be the goal, is to get like every person we meet to subscribe to Long Fam Cosplay.
I like it. Make it happen.
Exactly. So with that all being said, Bruce, buddy, it's time to go to bed.
Go to sleep, Bruce.
Go to sleep, Bruce. James, take us home, man.
Thanks, and keep nerding together.
All right, well, that's it from us. We will catch everybody on Thursday. Deuces.
Deuces. Peace.
Distance nerding.